Have you ever caught yourself wondering if she's secretly falling for you, but hiding it behind her actions? Sometimes women don't say how they feel outright. Instead, they drop little subtle clues. Those quiet signals reveal her feelings, but they're so easy to miss if you don't know what to look for. Maybe it's the way she looks at you when she thinks it's in the little things, the moments that seem ordinary but are anything. But today, I'm here to help you uncover the mystery. I'll show you the 8 undeniable signs that a woman is secretly falling for you, whether it's her actions, her words, or even her silence. These signs speak louder than anything she might say. Don't miss the chance to recognize her feelings before it's too late, because love often begins quietly in the spaces between the words. Trust me, once you know these signs, you might just see her in a completely new light. Sign 1, she mirrors your movements. Have you noticed her sipping her drink right after you take a sip of yours, or leaning in just moments after you do? These little moments might feel like coincidences, but they're not. This is called mirroring, and it's one of the sweetest subconscious signs that she's into you when a woman mirrors your movements. It's her silent way of saying we're connected. It's an instinct, not a rehearsed act. Psychologists believe this form of nonverbal communication is her brain's way of building a bridge between the two of you. It's her saying, I feel in sync with you, without uttering a single word. Now, isn't that beautiful? Imagine this, you're at a coffee shop, enjoying each other's company. You smile, and before you know it, she's smiling right back. You lean forward to say something, and suddenly she's leaning closer too. Her attention fully locked on you. The craziest part, she's probably not even aware she's doing it. And it's not just the big movements, maybe you scratch your nose. And seconds later, she does the same. Or you reach for your glass of water, and suddenly, so does she. These tiny reflections are like love notes written in her body language. If this mirroring keeps happening, take note, it's not just mimicry, it's a subconscious signal. It's her way of saying, I'm drawn to you, I feel safe with you, I like you, romantic. Right? Sign 2, she goes the extra mile for you. Have you noticed her doing things for you that go way beyond what a friend or coworker would do, like showing up with hot soup when you're under the weather, or helping you with something you didn't even ask for? These aren't random gestures. They're her way of saying, you matter to me. When a woman goes the extra mile, it speaks volumes about her feelings. It's not just kindness. It's her heart quietly showing that she's invested in you. People naturally prioritize those they feel a connection with. This is deeply rooted in human nature. Her effort, it's her way of saying, you're worth it. Imagine this scenario. You casually mention that your favorite bakery always sells out of croissants by 9 a.m. Then the next day, she surprises you with one. She might laugh it off, saying, oh, I was nearby, but come on, does anyone wake up early just for pastries? Not unless they really like croissant or really like you. Her actions are her way of expressing something. She might not yet say aloud each thoughtful gesture. Each extra effort is her heart speaking through deeds. And while she might downplay it, the truth echoes in her actions loud and clear. It's touching, isn't it? These small but meaningful acts show just how much space you're taking in her heart. But it makes you wonder what's next. If she's expressing her feelings through acts of care, how else might her emotions reveal themselves? Sign 3, she gets nervous around. Have you noticed her normally cool and confident demeanor slipping when she's with you? Her hands fidgeting, her voice cracking, or her words getting tangled. It's not because she's clumsy or distracted. It's because you make her heart race when a woman gets nervous around someone. It's a natural reaction to heightened emotions, attraction, excitement, and a little vulnerability. These stir up major energy inside her. Think about it when you're around someone you deeply admire. Your body reacts whether you want it to or not. Nervously laughing at a joke that wasn't all that funny, spilling a drink in the middle of a casual conversation. Those adorable little mishaps could be her heart's way of saying, you get to me. It's all about adrenaline. Science shows that attraction can trigger physical signs like sweaty palms, shaky hands, or even blushing. Have you seen her cheeks flush a little as she speaks to you. Or maybe she overcompensates, joking a bit too much, or acting overly animated just to hide those flutters in her chest. It's cute, isn't it? Think about this. You're sitting next to her during a group outing, and suddenly she laughs a little too hard at your comment, or maybe she can't seem to find the right spot for her hands and keeps reaching for her drink just to have something to do. Does this happen around anyone else? Probably not. Her nervous energy isn't just random, it's personal. It's her body reacting to you. And honestly, it's a sign she cares deeply. Sign 4, she gives you thoughtful, unexpected gifts. Has she ever handed you something that took you by surprise? Maybe it's a book you casually mentioned weeks ago, or your favourite snack waiting for you after a hard day. These aren't just random acts of kindness. They're heartfelt gestures, and they carry a deeper meaning when a woman gives you a gift, especially one that's tailored to your likes and needs. It's a clear sign she's been paying attention. It's her way of saying, I care about you and I want to make you happy. Gift giving, according to psychologists, is a subtle and intimate way of expressing affection. It's her way of showing her feelings without having to put them into words. Romantic, isn't it? Picture this one evening, you casually mention how your workout playlist has been feeling. A little stale lately, a few days later. Out of nowhere, she sends you a custom playlist with songs she thought you'd love. That's not just a playlist, that's effort, that's care, that's her thinking about you when she didn't need to, finding joy in doing something special for you. Thoughtful gifts are her way of creating a connection. They hold meaning, whether it's small or grand. Each gesture says, I know what makes you smile and I want to be the one to do it. And here's the sweetest part. She might play it cool, brushing it off with, oh, it's no big deal. But deep down, you know. It is because these little surprises, they're her heart speaking louder than words. Sign 5, she finds excuses to be near you. Ever notice how she always seems to end up close to you? Like it doesn't matter where you are, she's just there. Maybe you're at a party and suddenly she's by the snack table raving about guacamole, or she volunteers for a work project that conveniently puts her right by your side. Coincidence? Not likely. This is what's known as proximity attraction. Psychologically, people tend to gravitate toward those they're drawn to. Being near someone they admire creates comfort and anticipation for her. This is a subtle way of staying in your orbit without outright saying, I can't get enough of you. Think about it. She didn't need that third helping of chips, and she doesn't usually love volunteering for work tasks yet. Here she is, finding every reason to be around you. It's adorable when you think about it. She might act like it's no big deal, maybe throwing in a casual, oh, what a coincidence, we're both here. But deep down, her actions are no accident. They're small, deliberate moves to bridge the distance between you. Imagine this. You head to a quieter corner at a gathering. And there, she is again asking about your day or simply laughing along to whatever story is being told. It's not about guacamole or projects. It's about you. You're the magnet, and she can't help but be drawn in. But here's a little secret. Proximity isn't just about being near you. It's about learning, you observing you and loving the comfort of your presence, the way she places herself in your space. It speaks louder than words, and if she's already finding reasons to be close to you, wait until you see how her body language might give her away. Sign 6, she remembers the little things. Has she ever brought up something you barely remember sharing? Like that obscure band you casually mentioned weeks ago, or how you take your coffee black with just a splash of oat milk. This isn't just a sharp memory at play, it's intentional. It's her heart saying every detail about you matters to me. When someone is emotionally invested, they don't just hear you. They absorb you. Think of it as her brain filing away these special details. Not because she has to, but because they're tied to you, while others might forget basic things like birthdays. She's remembering your childhood pets, name your favourite late-night snack, or even that random movie line you love quoting. Now, picture this. You're at dinner with friends and someone brings up Italy out of the blue. She says, "Isn't that where you said you wanted to go next?" You didn't even think she was listening when you mentioned that last month, but here she is proving you've been on her mind. It's subtle, sure, but every time she recalls something about you, it's a silent message. "You're someone special to me, huh? It's the little things that often carry the biggest weight, because remembering those tiny details, that's how she's showing she cares deeply. Actions speak louder than words, and her attention to all the little pieces of your life is proof. But beyond just remembering what happens, when she actively steps in to make your day a little easier, that's where things get even sweeter. 7. She lights up when you enter the room. Have you ever walked into a room and noticed her entire demeanor shift? It's like someone turned on a light inside her. Her face softens, her eyes brighten, and her posture straightens, as if your presence alone has changed the atmosphere. She might not run over to hug you like a reunion in a movie, but her excitement shows in ways she can't hide. Psychologists call this emotional contagion. Essentially, her joy mirrors the way she feels about you, before she even realizes it herself. It's not something you can fake, it's instinctual. A subconscious, unfiltered reaction to someone who truly matters. Now, imagine this: you're running late to a mutual friend's gathering. The moment you walk in, she spots you across the room before you know it. She's smiling, laughing, and suddenly more animated than she was just a moment ago. She's not just happy to see anyone that spark, it's reserved for you. What's telling is how her energy seems to shift every time you're around. She may play it cool, but her body language tells a different story. Can you tell the story of this moment, and can you walk me through your emotions? It's that unspoken, "I've been waiting for you." She can't help but radiate happiness when you're near, and everyone else probably notices it too. But her excitement isn't always loud. Sometimes it's subtle, the way she catches your eye from across the room, as if to say, "You being here just made my day," and that kind of genuine reaction. It's a beautiful window into how much you already mean to her. 8. She playfully competes for your focus. Have you noticed her stepping into a conversation just as you're talking to someone else? Maybe she drops a joke loud enough for you to hear, or makes a quick playful comment. This isn't just casual banter, it's her subtle way of saying, "Notice me, I want to be the one who makes you smile." Playful competition is much more than it seems. Even in its gentlest form, it's often driven by deeper feelings. She's not just trying to join in, she's sending a message. She wants to be the one holding your gaze, the one you're drawn to. It's not about competing for attention, it's her heart pulling her towards you. Picture this moment: you're sharing a story in a group setting and someone else jumps in. Almost instantly, she's chiming in with her own witty comeback or a cheeky tease aimed just at you. It's not random, it's intentional. Her remarks are more than words. They're her way of staking a soft, playful claim on your focus. Psychologists explain this as a natural reaction when we're drawn to someone. If we repair someone, she wants to stand out in a crowd, not for the sake of it, but to keep herself in your thoughts. After all, people don't go out of their way for just anyone. Those light-hearted moments are her way of creating little connections that only you share. Look closer at her energy when she's around you, the teasing smile, the glint in her eye. That spark isn't for everyone, it's for you through each playful interaction. She's telling you, "You're the person I want to light up," and it's not something forced. It comes from a place of genuine affection. Because when someone's falling for you, even the smallest moments can say the most final thoughts. Love often reveals itself in the most subtle, unexpected ways. The little looks, the thoughtful gestures, and the unspoken moments of connection all point to something deeper. These 8 signs may seem small on their own, but together they paint a clear picture of someone who holds you close to their heart. Pay attention to these nuances. because sometimes the strongest feelings aren't declared with words, they're shown through actions. And when someone is falling for you, their heart has a way of making itself known, even in the quietest moments.